Hey there, guys. Quick update. So, last few weeks have not exactly been the easiest in regards to competition prep. Um, Food poisoning is still taking its toll. Body weight is slowly coming back. So, I'm about 108 kilos in the morning now. Appetite, yeah, still struggling. Other day, I was able to at least hit 3,000. Today, fair bit under. Try and get a few more calories before I go to sleep. On top of that, I ended up catching a cold, so just one thing after another. Um, I did, however, today being Monday, do some bench press. I hit 215 for two singles, and then I ended up doing two sets of five at 180 kilos. So I just cut the volume back heavily, and that was more just so I can recover. At least I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Compared to how I was 2 or so days ago. And the other thing on top of that, like Saturday, I played around with the stones. It was quite taxing on my shoulders, upper back, arms, forearms, you name it. So obviously that's going to have a bit of an impact on bench press. Um, Hitting the 215, considering I'm still recovering from everything, I was really quite happy with, and more so after the stones because I'm just not fresh. Plan of attack now is tomorrow I got deadlifts. I'm not going to obviously go all out, but I need to hit something decent, especially because comp is coming up really quite quickly. At least I'm going to make weight really easily, so that is a win. At the same time, I can't push too hard, otherwise I'm just going to end up, this cold will get worse, or I'm just not going to completely recover from the food poisoning because it just takes time, and if I put a whole lot of stress on my system, it's not going to end too well. That being said, the 325 squat that I put up on Friday last week, it felt fine. In terms of weight on my back, it didn't move as fast as I wanted it to, and that was simply because my stomach was still unsettled, and obviously on the way up, I didn't want to have an accident. So yeah, had to slow the bar speed down a bit. This week coming, you know, ideally, I'd like to hit 350 kilos, and that would pretty much set me up for at least a competition PR. So, worst case scenario, I should definitely go past my 900 kilo total. I want to get at least a little bit more. I mean, yeah, I'm competing in a lighter weight class. I'm having a really rough competition prep, but at the end of the day, people don't really care too much about excuses, and more, I look at where my lifts are on paper as well, and it's always that competitive urge to better yourself. And that being said, I'm not going to run my body into the ground. I need to recover. Last thing I need to do is catch another form of cold or virus, especially when my immune system's already struggling. Like you can hear, I don't sound particularly well at this point in time. And it's just been busy of late as well. And I got a lot of things on this week, so it's not exactly going to be the most restful week either. Um, in terms of me for recovering, I'm just going to really try and force feed myself, and that's exactly what I'm soon about to do before I go to bed. Down a whole lot of calories. It'll probably just be like a liter of milk. There's 700 calories. If I was really stuck, if I was really low on calories, I'd probably just add in some cream just to up the fat total, and that's just going to help put the calories in. At the same time, I don't want to ingest too much dairy while I have a cold. For me, it sort of prolongs it, a little bit more inflammation in the system, and my cold will just linger. So it's a bit of a balancing act with that one. And then just the usual, taking vitamin C, and trying to sleep where I can. At the moment, it's like 10 past 9. Obviously PM, so I want to get into bed within the next 20 or so minutes. Got an early start anyway, up at 5 a.m. Then hopefully tomorrow, I can get a bit of a breather. Kids are unwell as well, so I think we'll all be staying home, or at least they will. That just probably means a day playing Xbox with the little one and a bit of Halo. So in a way, that's going to be nice. Time that I wouldn't normally get. Um, that's it. I'll post the bench press videos tomorrow. Oh, and that was the other thing. I also ended up doing my overhead barbell press. Last week it was terrible. I only got 2 sets of 6 at 100 kilos. At least today I was able to get a set of 10 followed by a set of 7. I only did 2 sets because of, fatigue. I want to minimize that as much as possible. But I'm still down on my overhead press. And again, that'll be cold and food poisoning as well. So when the overhead press starts going back up as well, bench press strength is going to improve. I'll be, pushing quite hard to hit the 230 kilos again in competition. I still back myself to do it. It's just not going to be an easy task, because when you get sick or lose body weight, I find for me my bench press is the first thing that falls away. Squats is a little bit different because I only ever squat heavy in a comp prep, and I'm still sort of building up each week, so it's not as if I've hit the pointy end yet. That's it. That's my update. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and have a great day wherever you are.